and this is what we need to do, that we have to understand that we are in competition with other countries, and investment moves from country to country, and we have to think global. And so, the Nana Akufo-Addo policy, which he stated, is just basically to build the most people-friendly and the most business-friendly economy in Africa. This is the goal that we are going to try to do, the most people-friendly and the most business-friendly. The tax issue is a major issue, because if you are so, fixated on revenue, you will essentially end up hurting your production. And so if you go back into history, you study the economic history of United States, Germany, England, all of them have used the tax, policy to encourage production. And this is why we are saying that, today you have a situation in Ghana, unbelievable situation, when businesses are out on strike. Businesses who should be selling are out on strike. Why are they out on strike? Because they've been overburdened by taxes, and if you don't take care, you'll be chasing the tax revenue and killing businesses. And when you kill businesses, it means you are causing unemployment. And so if you go back, this is why Nana Akufo-Addo is saying, we need to mobilize financial resources. So why are you going to be imposing VAT on financial services? It doesn't make sense in a country which has got a very large unbanked population, and we want people to bank. We will abolish that, he says. We will abolish import duty on all raw materials, because that has been a policy that will help production. Let the businesses produce. Let them make profit. And when they make profit and employ people, we will get income taxes and we will get corporate taxes. So you don't go ahead to kill the business. No, let them bring in the raw materials, let them produce. Then you will tax, at the end of the day. And I think that you have a government where you have cutlasses being taxed, condoms being taxed, and even savings. There was a 1% imposition on savings, which was later withdrawn.
On investments, yes.
Investments, which was later. Even to think about it it's
been suspended.
It's been suspended. But even to think about it.
Oh, it's now abolished, is it?
Okay. Yeah, but even to think about it, it doesn't. It just questions who are making these policies.
But isn't it just another way?
Another way of raising revenue.
Well, yes,
but when you become desperate, this is what happens. That when you've mismanaged the economy into this hole, then anything sounds great to you because you don't have any option.
A lot of stuff in the Ghanaian press want to know is, where exactly is the money going to come from next time around, if you're in power, for some of the very extravagant promises you've made? You, for example, have offered free secondary schooling for all Ghanaians, a promise you say you absolutely will deliver in 4 years in power. So
absolutely.
have you costed it? How much will it cost?
The costing is being done. Very, very soon we will be in a position.
You can't make a promise like that.
No. Very soon we're going to be putting it. I prefer.
You don't know how much.
I do know, but I prefer to tell the Ghanaian people directly before I tell you.
Many of them can't talk. You can tell me.
It doesn't matter. I would prefer to make that statement to the people of Ghana directly first, as to the cost. And
so you do know the cost.
Oh, we do, and we have a very good idea how also we're going to finance it.
Well, you're obviously not going to give me the figures, but just tell me how you're going to pay for it. There's clearly going to be a very great cost. You've got to train the teachers, you've got to build new schools.
All of that has been adequately costed, and we believe that, first of all, the new revenues will help, more efficient management of what we have now, growth in the Ghanaian economy. These are the three sources which are going to enable us to fulfill that promise. And it's a promise that has been solemnly made to the Ghanaian people, and it's going to be solemnly kept. Not because it's a campaign promise, but because it is a necessity for the future of our country, to educate all our young people, and not to acquiesce in a situation whereby only segments of the community that have some money are able to educate their children.
It's an interesting
It's a major issue of human capital development.
Indeed.
And if we do not make the effort to achieve that, the development paradigm that we want to achieve is going to be very difficult for us to do.
Let me quote to you the words of Patrick Awu.
I want to tell Nana Addo that it's not too late to hold a national stakeholders conference on free senior high school. We all agree on the concept of free senior high school. Where we differ is about progressively. Somebody decides that he wants to implement it within 3 years. You don't have enough dormitories. You don't have enough classrooms. You don't have enough textbooks. You don't have enough laboratories. You don't have enough dining halls. You don't have administration blocks. And yet you say in 3 years, for a program that is so fundamental, you have no policy, you have no guideline, you are just implementing it in an ad hoc manner, and we say, slow down. When we say this, you say we are naysayers. It means we don't like free senior high school.
School adena yadirabano, ya come say, wa, game. No review today, no review tomorrow.
Magi upon in our top of my Miss Munina, I am so I never could what young can say. Young try 11 near World Bank, and I say a IMF. See a cock of Jibusia. In Yako and Omacate, and now Danko before to say. Free senior high school won't capture. Munina, Manam, my real school, I'm a school, I'm a school. Sunset. Wait a moment, you're just Quaco. Miss Samuel Bushafo, make me a member of parliament. Many NDC for the parliament. The BI am over here to move to your parliament. Who NDC for? NDC for any MPP for no, on more parliament. Yangina, Yakitum. NDC for no, Edjatum say, you live in a year. There be Omka say, Yangi, who near Pushian, passing 11 near passing a boy. Nemo, Omudium to be my country, or mine is a country, or my normal bomb was over Domunia. And Nuti, and this is for no crash, and say, and the PIC and country. Nemo, Omu to be my country, and you want to your. Yeah, your parliament will start. If you have only a number for it, Miss Samu, me and to get here.
Currencies depreciate when the fundamentals are wrong. Right. And the mismanagement of this economy in terms of the fundamentals is what was driving the depreciation of the currency. You can't be running double-digit deficits, double-digit current account and fiscal deficits, borrowing to this extent, financing your deficit with huge printing of money from the central bank, right, and expect your currency to be stable. The fundamentals will not support it. Right. They will not support
for a bailout. Well, the president says it's policy credibility, not a bailout. What should go in there? Because along the line with your predictions and the lectures you gave, you said that if things don't go well, that is where we might